currently 6 a.m. and we're about to head up the mountain. What's up? My name is Evan Turner and I'm here with Beverly Hills Aerials, and we are in Beaver Creek, Colorado, doing the FPV drone work for the live broadcast here at FIS Beaver Creek. We've done the previous 2 days of downhill and Super G, I think is what it's called, but today we had to change drones last second, and I want to tell you why. Long story short, today is giant slalom, which means the skiers are doing a lot more side to side than they are going forward. And also, the speed at which they're going down the course varies a lot. If you know anything about FPV, you know that is a recipe for failure. Good news is, Madge, our camera operator, has worked day and night over the last year really to get a good 2-axis gimbal setup for live broadcast. We've used it at X Games and a few other events, but it's never played at a high speed downhill ski event like this just because they haven't been able to handle the high speed. Good news is there have been some improvements. The gimbal's been able to handle up to like 80 miles an hour. It's crazy, and you're gonna see the difference in the shots now.
The gimbal that we're using today is actually a custom built gimbal that we work with in-house. Flying this gimbal at these speeds is kind of a tricky situation because the tune on these gimbals needs to be perfect so that it's smooth, there's no vibrations, and it holds the horizon well. So that process is a long process that it could take a day, it could take 2. For this specific one, it took us a little longer. But then once we're up here and the air is different, we're talking about 30% less air for the camera and the drone to cut through, it's gonna react differently as well. So we have to fine tune it until we get that perfect result.
It's a little bit different from the pilot side. Now it's obviously dual operator with this guy. I essentially have control over throttle or altitude and pan, so it's really important for my pans or my yaws to be super smooth, and it's really difficult because Madge has control of roll and pitch, but to do a smooth pan you need to really roll in and roll out, and it's really hard coming from FPV where usually it's a lot more aggressive. So very different from my side. And also there are times when I have to slam on the brakes and Madge is looking down and I don't know what he's seeing, and of course that's difficult. So hopefully you'll get to hear some of our dialogue along the way and a couple shots of a lot more than typical FPV, because now we are more team than ever, where he's holding a radio, I'm holding a radio to try and orchestrate the shot. Got eyes on him? Yep. Making my pan, making my move. Dropping. Or live. Live. It's still good. Slow down. Slow now. You're off. That's so sick. That was hot.
I'm gonna record the Shogun.
Coming back for battery.
That was so dope. Let's go! So now that we switched to 2-axis gimbal, the communication between Evan and I is going to intensify because he does not know exactly where my camera is pointing. So I have to let him know exactly where I'm looking and also what I'm expecting speed-wise and height-wise from him. There might be a couple of places where we might be a little bit too high up and I'm looking too toppy on the skier, and sometimes we want to be lower and closer to him. So this is going to be a lot about speed control, height control, and then on my end I can start tilting down or rolling to just make sure that we're framed right for the shot. Nice and easy. Live.
Dropping.
Good.
Off. That was so dope. The moral of the story is Beverly Hills Aerials, more than anyone I know, prioritizes having the right tool for the job. We did the downhill and Super G, and FPV was the perfect tool, and when we got to slalom, after my first couple runs, I was like, this is not it. This is not the one. I can't keep up with them in the straight sections and slow down enough in the curvy sections to make a static camera angle work. So luckily, Madge had the 2-axis gimbal set up and ready to go, and the shots were awesome. It's a totally different flavor than FPV. It's the perfect tool, in my opinion. for what we were doing today, and the shots came out awesome. Thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna roll some clips now of some of our favorite shots from the day. It was a very successful event. We had a blast, such a good team to work with, and yeah, see you guys around.